Alright, I'm gonna try to set you up. I'm gonna try to move out to the lake. You won't be able to see a whole lot. I'm gonna raise anchor. I don't know how your view is. Not much. But this way you get to experience what I experienced. Alright, let's do this. About a 3/4 mile ride to get to the lake. Die down a lot. No, above 3 miles. Alright, let me back her out of here as best I can. Not hitting too much. Backup camera really helps. Lights off. Gloves on. See the bugs crawl all over my screen. All the glove light. Got some swells. Light on the run. I don't know how good that little camera's picking up. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Wind's still blowing 8 to 10. Occasional 12 to 15. I think we'll be alright. 8:30 p.m. Wind was supposed to die at 6 today. 5:30 to 6. They did not. I can't move you to the bow without dropping my camera. There you go. Let me lower you down a little bit. Not much to see. It's dark. It may still be too rough to make it to the lake. We're gonna find out shortly. I'll be the first to know, you'll be the second. We got some good swells coming in. Some good 8-inch swells. And they're gonna slowly build as we get closer to the mouth of the lake. Doing 3 miles an hour. I may have to speed up or slack off depending on the weather conditions. The wave conditions. We'll see. but it's got a cool, sort of a cool breeze blowing. By midnight it's supposed to be 75, so I should sleep relatively okay with no air conditioner. Now humidity is very low, which it helps a lot. Humidity is a big factor in how comfortable you feel outdoors. Usually we're about 80% humidity. Right now there's a little cool front. I believe we're on about 40%. That's a big difference. Half the humidity we normally have. Show you what I got going on the chart plotter. Helping you at the right angle. But I'm following the chart plotter. You see the red line, that's why I turned around earlier. It was 2.5 foot swells, 20-mile-an-hour winds. I decided to turn around. This land is no longer visible. It's from here on down is under the water. That's why I need to pay attention and go out past that. Get back on the bow. Heading to that, there's a bright light in the center in front of us. That's pretty much our heading to get us through the middle of the channel. This channel is called Boudreaux Canal. I've mentioned it a few times in my videos. This lake is Lake Boudreaux. It's looking like it's going to be calm enough. We really won't know until we get to another 300 yards. That'll tell us all we need to know if I can go any further. Right now the swells are picking up to almost 1 foot, maybe some 10-inch swells. I don't know how well they're coming on camera, probably not good. Maybe from a high angle, and you can see how big they are. 8 to 10-inch swells right now. Still got about 280 yards or so before I get to open water. We'll see how it plays out. At this point, I'm not sure where I'm going to anchor out at. There's a little pond where the lake feeds off to the right. It's always calm in there, but it's always less wind. Since I don't have an air conditioner, I would really appreciate the wind tonight. Less bugs. So in the calmer area, you're going to have a lot of bugs, less wind. Swell's about 1 foot. Keep in mind my deck is about 15 to 16 inches above water. I'm only doing 3.1 miles per hour. Bring you back in here and I'll show you we're almost to the point where I turned around. There was 2.5 foot swells last time I was here about 2 hours ago. Seems to be a lot calmer already. So I think we're going to be good. I am on the rough side of the lake. The wind is blowing to the east. And I am on the east side of the lake, so this is the rougher side. But in order for me to get to the calm side, I will have to cross the entire lake, which I'm capable of doing. It will get calmer the further I go across it, will get calmer. But I haven't been to the back side of that lake in many years. I'm not sure of any good place to anchor. Soft bottom or hard bottom. Pretty much a guessing game. I thought about going cut to the north side of the lake. There's a couple little bayous that are protected. But protected also means, as I spoke of, less wind and more bugs. Alright, I'm at the point where I turned around, where I have some 2.5s. If all stays one, very manageable. It's going to make for a nice night to sleep. So we're good. We're at the turnaround point. We're going to go out another 200 yards. And then we'll decide which direction we're going to go to sleep. There's a spot to the south, which is to the left of us. We're headed pretty much due west right now. There's a spot to the south with a bunch of old cypress trees. It's only about 3-4 foot of water. A lot of redfish activity. I can always go tie off to one of the trees. It's a good option. If the wind changes in the middle of the night, my boat could possibly drift into the tree. But I guess I could check a wind finder app and see what the wind's going to do all night. So I'll always drop an anchor, pull it out, tie the tree, and pull the anchor tight, keep me in position. It seems like something I might do. I guess we'll go right over there and see how bad the weather really is. That was a good 1.5 swell right there. Get away from this crab trap. Going almost direct into the wind. Staying steady, 1 foot. That's a good 1 footer right there. Maybe a little more than 1 footer. But we're doing fine. Boat's built for this. I say wind's feeling good. Good 8 to 10. 8 to 10 constant. Nothing to see in the dark, huh? Porch light. I think I'm gonna turn to the south and go find the cypress trees I was talking about. Start making a slow turn to the south. About a 1.5 swell right here. Nice one, huh? Maybe a little more than a 1.5. We're going to see what it looks like by the cypress trees. If it's relatively calm, then that's where we're going to stay tonight. If it's not calm, then we're going to head to more protected waters. If I go by the cypress trees, I don't have to worry about boat traffic all night. But early in the morning, there's a lot of fishermen. Big wave right here. Early in the morning, we got some sport fishermen. That's a popular red fishing spot. Those cypress trees. There are a bunch of clam shells in the bottom. harvest a lot of life that fish like to eat. It still blows my mind that this whole houseboat is floating on 18 55-gallon barrels. It handles, I would consider this rough waters, not protected waters. It's protected from the Gulf. It's not protected as what people will call protected waters. And now we're in 5 foot of water. This lake's average is 8 foot. That got rinsed off. Doing 3.3, half throttle, a little less than half. We're pretty close to it. Swells are holding a little over 1 foot. You know, it just reminds me of the moments during the field and so many people, which I'm glad, you know, good people be concerned about other people's health and safety. And, you know, they told me avoid wind, don't go out in rough seas. And to me, this is rough seas for a vessel like this. Any small vessel, unless you got a vessel above 40 foot, this is 30 to 40 foot, this is rough. The good thing is it's a slow moving boat, it's very stable. If you follow along, you know I weigh 4,000 pounds. So it's a tiny boat, 8x12 cabin, 8x22 hull. I only have 17.5 foot of pontoons, 3 rows of 6 barrels, about 17.5 foot. So all this weight is on a small set of pontoons. There were so many doubters. If this small set of pontoons is 23.5 inches diameter, only 17.5 long. So imagine what you could do with, say, a 30-foot pontoon houseboat, a regular pontoon boat, like a tri-toon. You can hold so much more weight, stability. I'm not sure how much more increasing the length is going to affect stability. Narrow boats usually mean more speed. Not entirely sure how it's going to react. I do plan on building another one of these. We cut back the throttle. I can see the tree. You can't see it, but I can see the tree over there. The next one I build is gonna be the same width, 8 foot, but I'm shooting for 25 to 27 foot in length. This one's only 22. I would like to have this cabin probably the same layout, just maybe 2 more foot of cabin, make it a 14-foot cabin. On maybe a 25 to 27 foot hull. I want to still keep it half-ton towable. My next one I'm going to have to build a little bit lighter. This one is half-ton towable. I launch it with a 2-wheel drive Toyota Tundra with a small V8. It launches and pulls pretty easy. So if I built bigger, I still want to maintain around 4,000 pounds. So I'm going to do some building methods a little different. This one's heavy, but not as heavy as it could have been. Alright, I'm going to make a north turn. I'm going to back off the throttle even more. I don't want to run that tree. Around this tree is a bunch of stumps. This used to be land about 40, 50 years ago. This was land and cypress trees. The land eroded away. I want to say the water depth's about 3 feet. Some of the cypress trees are still standing, and those don't bother me, the ones that are standing. It's the ones that are not standing that you can't see. Those bother me. See, I don't see my cypress tree yet, but it's in the dark somewhere in the shadows. I saw it, but I lost it. I think I see it. Not quite sure. It's very hard to tell. I do have the plotter from the last time I came. It was during the daylight hours, so the plotters are going to lead me right to it. But it's still nice to have a visual. I believe it's to my right, my starboard. Could be wrong. I think it's straight ahead of me. Still 5.5 foot of water. The wind is drifting me to the west. So I'm about to come in sideways, keep a straight path. Still don't see my tree, not visually. Crab cage is going around right now. Make a turn. Be somewhere in front of me. Should be. Yeah, I think I see it. Directly ahead of me. There you go. You ought to be able to see her. That's my tree. Cut it back to idle. Still showing 5.4 feet of water. Yeah, we're doing good. I'm gonna come around the back side of it. May try to do, I have to bring my anchor to the stern. I can do it off the bow. Lay out a bow anchor, tie it off, No, I'd be better off putting it on the stern, which I really don't want to drag my anchor to the stern, but I'd be better off putting the anchor on the stern, leave some slack in it, that way if the wind does change, I can tie out the tree and I won't drift into the tree. I think the limbs on the tree are high enough to where it's not going to hit the cap and it's really not going to affect nothing. Let me just get to the tree and I'll make a plan from there. Video's already 25 minutes long. Hey, this plot is pretty accurate. Show you what I mean. See my old track and where I'm currently at. The tree's directly in front of us. I came. It's on a video. We came anchor out and fish here. I think it's a short video. Or maybe I didn't make a video. My wife and son was with me, and they didn't really want to be involved in videos. 4.7 foot. But I need to go slow because there's old trees under the water that you really can't see. That's what worries me. In the morning, if I stay here, I'll show you pictures. There's a bunch of trees, probably 20 of them standing up that are still standing. I can visually see them, but the camera's not going to pick them up. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a nice smooth ride right here overnight. I'll be rocking to sleep. Tell you what, let me go put the anchor out on the stern now. I don't want to, because I mean I gotta drag the anchor on a wet rope for the cat. In fact, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. Let's give it a tree. Let's see how she does. Don't touch the tree. I'm never going all the way up to the tree. It may have some cypress knees or roots. We're going to find out. .8 feet. We're going to touch the tree and leave it in gear. Well, that's a good idea or not, we're going to find out. Going 0.5 mile per hour against the wind, which is perfect. Gear, reverse, back and forward. Alright, we're going to hold against the tree. So I get the rope around. I'm actually going to use the anchor rope to find the tail end of it. Right here. Oh Lord. that looks. Oh yeah, you're right. Alright, motor's out of gear. We're gonna let it run, charge the battery up a little bit. Nathan take a cord. And check this out. Feet. And that's it. We're gonna call it good. We're gonna look at everything, watch the weather for a little bit. I know this beautiful sky is probably not coming up, but man, you can see the Milky Way, the gas cloud. It's beautiful. Anyway, we're gonna scope this weather out for a little bit. Everything seems good. I'm gonna check the weather forecast, but we'll probably call this home for the night. Catch you on the next one. I appreciate y'all stopping by and tuning in.